Hello, I'm Bram, and today we're going to try and make a custom kilner jar top. I've made one as a prototype a few weeks ago. Where are we? Here we are. This is the finished thing. You see it. And inside the kilner jar lid is glued in. Now the first one I made, I got to this stage here in the chuck, finishing it off, trying to make a finial, and the whole thing shattered. So this is the second attempt. What I would have liked to have done was made perhaps the shoulders here a little wider in case there's any stress when you're screwing the top on and off. Anyway, this is what I'm going to try and make. I found a video on YouTube of a chap in the US. He was making them, but the finial he made he made the whole thing out of 2 pieces of wood, and to hollow out he used a Forstner bit, which was I believe was the correct dimension of it. So firstly we need a cylinder of at least 3.5 inches, and to accommodate the lid, which is 2 7/8. So oh, before I forget, we'll go back to the thickness of the wall. I've got it at about 1/8. It could be a tad, as I said earlier, about the stress screwing the lid on and off. I wonder if it ought to be a little thicker. Anyway, so before we go over to the lathe, I'd like to give a shout out to a couple of people. The first one is for Mike Walt. I've watched a lot of his videos. He comes across as an easygoing chap. He explains everything that he's doing. He inspired me a lot, and watching his videos I've learnt a hell of a lot in this last few months that I've been trying to turn wood. The second shout out I'm going to do is for a young chap who is blind. His name is Chris Fisher. Now you have to see some of the stuff he makes to believe it. The guy is brilliant, and check him out, and if you're interested in wood turning, check him out, subscribe, you won't be disappointed. Okay, let's go over to the lathe then. The piece of wood I've got in the on the lathe, between centres, it's 8.5 inches long by 3 3/4, and make the cylinder, get it down to about 3 1/4 inches in diameter. So there we have the cylinder. Next part is to put a tenon in there and then reverse it. The next stage is to hollow out so it takes the metal lid of the kilner jar. So I've got my cylinder down to about 3.5 inches or near about. Let's just check. It's about 3 5/8 at the moment. So now we can start to hollow out so it can take this metal ring Nice snug fit. We'll go in a little deeper. So there we are, it's hollowed out now, and it sits back here with a 1/4 of an inch rim there, so it sits back in there and it sits nice and flush to the bottom. And what I'll do now is I shall hollow that out like a dome in there, take some of the wood away, and next start shaping the actual wooden lid. I'll just mark with a pencil on the inner part there of the lid. Hollow out that piece there, leave this piece there nice and flat, and then once I've done that part, we'll glue the lid in. So using my scraper for this. I've got the metal lid hot glued in, and it sits back about 1/4 of an inch, and I'm going to take this down to about 1/4 of an inch thick. My original one I said was an 1/8, so I'm going to take this down to 1/4 and then start shaping the end. See if I can get some sort of finial on the end. I'm going to mark the length of the wooden top. My prototype is 3.5 inches, so I should transfer 3.5 inches on the cylinder and then start working back there to make the finial towards the end. Just need to take it down a little at the end here, down to 1/4 of an inch. Move my cup of coffee. That's it. That looks a little sturdier on the wall than this one, so I'll carry on. Right, I've marked off the 3.5 inches. Got a pencil line there. And because of the camera angle, it's not showing what I'm doing. So here we are. I've got a jam in the end here to support the wooden top, and I'm working my way down towards the end there to make a little finial at the end, and hopefully that'll all stay together when I part it off up the end here. I should have enough wood left to make another one out of this piece of wood. So anyway, we'll carry on and see what happens. Right, I've changed the camera angle so we can see what we're doing a bit better.
detail on that finial at the end. Burn marking it, I should say. I've sanded this down now from 180 grit down to 600, and I'm going to put some sanding sealer mix on it and give it a coat of wax, and then part it off, hopefully. I made this thin parting tool out of a hacksaw blade. Just put a profile on the end and sharpened it up. There we are. I shall just sand this off a little bit and give it a coat of polish. It turned out better than I thought it was going to anyway. So there we are, one custom kilner jar top. Nice little project, don't take too long to make. And there we are. I'll hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.